The prophet Isaiah was amazing. Isaiah's name in Hebrew is Yeshayahu. He wrote down Revelations in the 8th century BC, BCE, and you can read them. They're on an ancient scroll. It was written 2,200 years ago, and it's available to the public. He foretold the destruction of Israel and how a man would come and suffer and die for the world. Now this video is in two parts. The first part is for everyone. It's Isaiah 53:5 in Hebrew and in English. Then the second part actually dissects the scriptures in Hebrew word for word for my Hebrew students. Shalom, welcome to another Hebrew lesson. I'm Jim Yaakov Becca. In my last couple of Hebrew lessons, I gave you Isaiah 53:5 to study. Now, I felt the assignments are kind of important because Isaiah is the only scroll that was found in its entirety in the Dead Sea community. So, obviously, the Lord felt it was very important for us to study. Now, if you didn't do the assignment and would like to, it's still available. And anyone can start the class. Just go to one of these sites. And it's a self-paced Hebrew class, so you can go at your own pace. Now, first I'll read it in English. Then I'll read it in Hebrew. And then we'll break it down word by word. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Vehu mechulal mipshaenu meduka me'av notenu musar shelomenu alav uv haburato nirpa lanu. The next part, we're going to go word for word through the scriptures. But before that, I'd like to tell you about a free Hebrew textbook that you can download that goes along with my classes. Hebrew is the language of the Bible. Just look at the Dead Sea Scrolls. And you can begin learning Hebrew with Hebrew alphabet in 30 days. Let's look at the first word. You have the V sound and the E short vowel underneath it, ve, and then the H sound, then U, and of course the aleph at the end is silent. Vehu. So the first word is a pronoun. It's singular and male. Who is he? He is she in Hebrew. I know it sounds confusing, but that's the way it is. Some people think this word is referring to a group of people, but as you can see, it's a singular male. Now the second word, you have the M with the E vowel, me. And then you have the H with a little dot in the upper left-hand corner, which it makes the O sound, ho. And then the L with the A vowel, la. And then you end with another lamed, la, mecholal. The third word starts out with a mem also, but it has a different vowel underneath it. You have the M sound with the E vowel, me. Now, you'll notice the next letter has a vowel underneath it, but that type vowel only sounds at the beginning of a syllable. So it's silent in this case. So we only have the consonant sound of this letter, and this letter is kind of confused with another letter. The fe and pe look the same, except one has a dot, and that's the pe with the p sound. When I was a child, I learned a little bit of Yiddish. We call that our pupek, which is Yiddish, the belly button. The belly button, or pupek. So that's p. Then you have the sh with the ah vowel. And then you have the eh vowel. The aleph has no sound. The aleph and ayin both have no sound by themselves. They depend on the vowel underneath. And in this case, it's eh. Then you have n. And the last letter is u. So you have mipsha'enu. And the next word, ma'eh, just like the second word. Then you have the d and the u vowel, do, and then k and ah. And the aleph at the end is silent like they normally are. So it's me-du-ka. Meduka. Next word, the mem with the eh vowel, me, with the ayin, which has no sound, only the sound of the vowel. In this case, it's ah. And then it ends with va. So you have me'av. Next word, n. And then there's that little dot again in the upper left, which has the O sound, no. Then you have the t with the e, te. Then you have the yod, ya. Another nun with the n, and it ends with an u. So you have notenu. Me'av notenu. Me'av notenu. Next word, m, u, s, a, resh. If you can roll your tongue, that's great. Musar. This starts out with the shin, with the e vowel underneath. She, l, o, me, n, u. Shelomenu. Next word, ah. Remember the ayin has no sound, so you have the ah vowel, ah, la. And the vowel ah, put them together, la, and a slight y sound, and v at the end. Alive. And this is kind of a long word. U, v, a, cha, vu. And once again, if you can roll your R like a Spanish R, it's r, with the a vowel, ra. Then the t sound and o sound. Uvahavato. And this is kind of a long word. N, e, and the e vowel underneath is silent, p, with the a vowel, and the last letter is silent, nirpa. The last, l, with the a vowel, la, n, u. Nirpa lanu.